everybody, welcome to Purple Paradox. I'm Reese. As you know, you're all royalty when you're here. We will be doing the right side of the meadow today. I wanted it to look more like a neighborhood, more lived in than the left side. I will link the left side here for those of you that have not seen it. For those of you that like the content thus far, thank you so much. Anyone new to the channel, thank you for tuning in. If you don't mind doing a like, subscribe, and follow if you like the content that you see, I would appreciate it. Leave a comment below letting me know what else you would like me to do builds on, and I'll just get right into the build and we'll talk about it in just a bit. So as you can see, I could not do the framing of the magnolia trees here because of the grid pattern for the blade of trust area. So I just left the one and just kind of built up around it. And you can see that I'm starting to include Remy's and some trees. You'll see me struggle with pathing again here in just a second. I still wasn't quite sure what I wanted to look like or which houses I wanted to include, but I did have a basic idea of what I wanted this area to look like. So once I was done creating the small seating area outside of Remy's, I decided to focus on the Minnie, Mickey, and Daisy houses. I really liked the color contrast of the trees here. The orange tree with the red roof, the green tree with the pink roof. I originally used this topiary thinking that I could create a middle garden for them all to share. You'll see that I scrapped this idea here shortly, and this section changes quite a bit over the rest of the build, but I did want to give them their own area here. At this point, I did not want to include Goofy's house because I did not feel that it fit. You will see that I move things around here. Like all of the designs that I do, I kind of have a basic idea, and then once I start really getting into that design, I find that I change things quite a bit. So let's go ahead and take a look to see what I come up with here. So you'll start to see here why I decided not to use this topiary, because you can see the pathing underneath it. I did not realize that until I was trying to reduce the pathing footprint underneath just to make it look like it was grass to topiary. And as you can see, there's no lines in the topiary now, and then when I put it back on the pathing there are lines, but I couldn't quite get it to look the way that I wanted, so I decided to scratch this idea and go with a fountain instead. So I was today years old when I realized that you could not put Goofy's stall um, just anywhere. I thought that you could put them wherever you wanted. I did not realize you could not move them from, for instance, the meadow into the plaza. So when I was moving Goofy's stall around, I originally had it in the middle near the pathing just to get it out of the way. So before I started creating the area that I'm working on now, I went, oh, this would be great for my outdoor theater area in the plaza. Yeah, no, I can't move it in the plaza. Can't believe I didn't know that before. So this section was kind of on the fly. I really didn't know what I was doing here or how I wanted this to be. I did want to still leave room to get to the mining nodes that are along that back wall behind Minnie's and Goofy's. So you'll see me move things around quite a bit and run through to make sure that I'm not blocking anything. But this area, like I said, for Goofy's was kind of spur of the moment, and I actually really like the way that it turned out. So you can see here that I did go ahead and add Goofy's house once I decided I was going to put his stall on that right side. I wanted his house to be close. The space where I'm building up the water tower section, I kind of had the idea that this would be like a little sitting area, maybe where the characters could sit and play games. I really had no idea how I wanted to do this. Um, I really just winged this, and you'll see this area change quite a bit as well throughout the build. I'm learning in decorating in this game that sometimes less is more. So you'll see that this build up here, and you'll also see it change throughout the rest of the build. As I was working through creating this area, I realized that I wanted it to be a little private, so it would feel like it was a closed-in area for games, maybe a conversation, which is why I decided to go with the topiaries. And again, you'll see the topiaries change quite a bit in that section. Now we're looking at Merlin's house. I decided Merlin's house just isn't going to be in this section of the build. I did move the well over to the side by Remy's. I actually did not know if I wanted to leave it there. I wasn't really sure. I'm using the Figment topiaries here. I wanted them to try and kind of be one of the first things you see when you come into this part of the meadow. Again, struggling with the pathing. You can also see that I switched out my house for the greenhouse because I felt like it fit rather the garden vibe that I had going in the area. So we jumped ahead again. I've gone ahead and put the Figment topiary there with the ground tile fountain underneath it to make it look like it has a water feature. I've put the Starpath gazebo from Tiana's Starpath in the middle with table and chair in there, or I will be putting tables and chairs in there for a sitting area, and I'm extending the pathing to in front of Remy's and duplicating the Figment topiary with the ground tiles so that way it's on both sides. And here I'm adding the tables to the gazebo. I had difficulty finding the table for some reason. As you can see, I struggled just a little bit. I didn't have the live audience telling me which category it was under. Props to the live audience. So I've gone ahead and done this, and you'll see the build continue to grow. So one of the reasons I'm not putting the pathing all the way to the tree line or closer to the tree line is I still wanted grass showing, so that way flowers will still bloom in. I feel like that will automatically just enhance the build that I've got going here. And I also still wanted herbs to be able to grow in because I'm constantly needing them. So I decided to leave the pathing in that section kind of open. And because I am trying to make it look kind of like a nature botanical vibe, I felt like the grass did belong. I didn't want to cover it completely. See that I built up underneath this partner fountain statue, and I added the ground tiles to this as well to create a water effect. I'm not sure who figured out that that could work, but I'm glad whoever did because it really adds some depth to these fountains. You'll see me bringing the topiary over from the other area to this area, and I'll have to play with it quite a bit to get it to work, to line up the way that I want it to. So you'll see me work on that here. So as I'm putting together this little area around the pond, I'm remembering I do need to actually get to the pond. So I do want it to have some space covered with decoration, but I also don't want to take up all of the space. So I'm creating only certain areas that can be walked through, so that way you follow a certain flow instead of being able to walk in any particular place. So that's what I did behind Daisy's house. Now I'm putting out some more decoration in front of my house. This was the last area that I had, and I really wasn't sure what I wanted to do with it. I knew that I wanted to leave the space kind of open, but include some decoration, so you'll see me do that here. Putting the finishing touches, and we'll get into the walkthrough. wanted to make all of the seating areas able to actually be utilized for sitting. So I really enjoy the fact that we have the angle option for chairs now. I'm trying to make sure that I can still get into this back area, and as you can see, Buzz is in the way. I can get back here. I will not be getting back here, but it is nice to know that it can be utilized should I need the space. So this area that I had created for the outdoor game, I only went with 2 benches instead of the 3 that I had before. I changed the pathing. Again, I was not able to create the magnolia arches in this section due to the grid space of the Glade of Trust, which I feel is okay. It transitions into a new area. So I do like the way that this little game area turned out. You can sit in both the benches, which I thought was really important because you may be able to catch some characters actually enjoying the game. I thought it would be a cute idea to have the sewing machine area right here with Daisy's ballot box, or make it so it's a request box so she can sit outside and enjoy creating with Minnie. So I really, again, like the luminescent aspects of the plant life to add some glow. I did not want too many harsh lights. I wanted that part of the build to match on both right and left sides. Left side doesn't have a whole lot of lighting. It's mostly just a luminescent plant life. I wanted to go ahead and mirror that. So just kind of seeing how it looks as we walk back in, and even though I only have one side with the magnolia arch, I still feel like it shows you that something is coming that's going to be beautiful. Okay, guys, thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. I hope you like this full biome look that I created with the plaza and the meadow. Please remember, when you're here at Purple Paradox, you are always royalty. Please remember to always choose joy, make smart choices. If you don't mind liking and subscribing, I would appreciate it greatly. And I will see you guys on the next one.